So I'm just going to quickly go over the rules of logarithms. So these are just some of the rules of logarithms. So our first rule is the multiplication logarithm product rule. So when you have a log base a m n, and that should give you, so when you're basically multiplying, you're really adding the logs. So that's really just common. Log a m plus log a n, right? So it's not that hard, just when you're multiplying, you're really adding. For m is greater than 0 and n is greater than 0. So that basically means you cannot have a negative number in front of the log, in the log number. Number 2 is the quotient rule. Pretty simple. You're given log a m. So when you're dividing a log, you're really subtracting. So log a m, so you're really subtracting log a n. And they all, m and n must be positive. Has to be greater than 0. Cannot be negative. Number 3 is the power rule. So you have log a m to the n. So all you got to do whenever you have a power rule, you just bring in the exponential power rule in front. So it's n times log a m. So that's not that too hard. For m must be greater than 0 and any real number, and n has to be any real number. So you can have a negative number as well for n, only for n. Any real. So yeah, and n can be, it could be a fraction, it could be a positive number, it could be a negative number, as long as it's a real number. Number 4 is the inverse rule. So let's say you are given log a times a to the x should equal x. The reason why it gives you x, because basically when you multiply the inverse of something, they cancel out, right? So this and this cancel and you're left with x. And then x should be any real number. and a cannot equal 1. Okay, so press pause because I'm going to erase the blackboard, so press pause if you need to copy this down because I'm going to erase everything. So number 5, it's still the same inverse rule. So you're left with a to the log a to the x, and then that gives you x because whenever you're raising it to the inverse power, they cancel and you're just left with x. So for x must be greater than 0, and then a must be greater than 0, but a cannot equal to 1. So now we're going to do the last one, the base change formula. Base change so the rule is if a is greater than 0, b must be greater than 0, a cannot equal to 1, b cannot equal to 1, and m must be greater than 0. So the rule is log a so this is the base change formula equals log b to the m, log base b times m over log base b times by a. And then these are your restrictions. So if a is greater than 0, b must be greater than 0, a cannot equal to 1, and b cannot equal to 1, and m must be greater than 0. So I would just memorize all these 6 rules for logarithms, because when you do log problems, this will make it so much easier.